for the new one.
Yeah, that's good. Throw that into Flash's bowl, the pieces.
Oh.
Let's go ahead and chop those. All those are kind of short, but
Yeah.
I should have been more specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it doesn't mash with Airbnb, doesn't do automated emails, and you can't check out one time with locking in experiences.
It does send automated emails. That's what we went over, and she saw that. And
Because she said Schuler said no.
nope. What Schuler told her, and Dawn always says, you know, like, hey, I've sent the emails out this way, right?
Yeah.
And Schuler goes, well, you could do it that
Cut
way.
some of these in half for maybe?
Yeah, that'll be good.
For Mr. Flash Dash.
Could do it that way, but there's another way. Is that it? There's another way.
Are you asking me a question?
Yeah.
Yeah. And even like a test one even went out last night and even showed a bunch of stuff on the invoice with automated emails. And not only will it send automated emails, it sends text also. So, but he was just telling her that if you wanted to manually send them, you could.
Those ones for Flash.
But why would we want to manually send emails?
Yeah.
So, Don always says
Does
like
he
how
need
she
more
does
than
it.
that? Or
No, that's fine.
Okay. Maybe some of
And
these.
then cut these as small as these and as small as those.
Okay, so a set of each.
Yep. And some green beans, chop them the same. So today we're going to be seeing Flash, obviously, and Dash and Zoe. So we'll see all three sloths today. Oh, my phone was so loud. Hey. Yes.
Are you guys close at all to Bentonville
sure
where the
you have
biking
weight.
is?
Bentonville is it 2.5
Oh, okay.
hours?
So it's a minute. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's
Just
up
give
in
them one. There should be one in
the
the
top
tack
corner
room.
of
Oh,
Arkansas.
gotcha.
And we're more central.
Yeah. Don't let me
Alright.
distract you while you got the
Sally up there
knife.
with you?
Ah,
We don't want to lose a
Start
finger.
talking with a knife.
Fine.
Just kidding. Not gonna do that.
So the 20-minute horse ride is a 6-year-old lead line. So I don't know if you want to film.
Are they starting that at 10 or 10?
Well, it was supposed to be at 10, but the people just got here.
Okay. Well, I'll walk up there while I'm going to the house.
Okay.
Chop some of these up for Mr. Flash Man.
John, this one's on TikTok and this one's on YouTube, but just feel free to move them around.
Okay. Got it.
And that one you will have to slide, you know,
Wait.
after about like 30, 45 minutes.
All right. And YouTube, you don't slide.
No, it doesn't care.
So just throw these in there.
Yep. Yep. He's like, make with the breakfast, y'all.
It's like, you're too slow. The beans. Oh. He thinks you're gonna give him some food.
He didn't like what he smelled.
Oh, okay.
He likes to grab hats and headphones, so
Not one.
just so you know, if you leave the headphones on top of your head, he might knock them off and fall to the floor. So these ones don't eat the green beans, just Flash. You can
Just
throw all
Flash.
that
Okay.
stuff into his dish right there.
Are you sure you don't want to?
It's a hearty breakfast.
Yeah, that's probably a little more than he needs. We'll reduce that just a little bit. 7 ounces is what he eats plus that egg. Good morning.
Flash, do you have freckles? Yeah.
Man, I wish people would put stuff back.
It would make life
I'm
easier.
telling you, one of these days, the one that's gonna get fired one of these days is me.
Oh, okay. Well, do you want us to wash our hands?
Oh, you did the hand sanitizer outside, right?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, please do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me that. I didn't
Right on top of me.
Hi, dude. You're so pretty. Yes, you are. Oh, my goodness. Don't hook me in the nose, okay? We'll get your food in a little bit. Yes. Oh, yeah. I see you. I know. So be patient. There you go.
Our flash is kind of loud.
did not feed Baku. Do you care to do that?
Huh?
I didn't feed Baku. Do you care to knock that out?
Yeah, no
Thank
problem.
you.
Right outside the door.
Right
Keep from getting flies in here. Alright, so now this chopped up stuff we are going to mix into Zoe and Dash's food.
Looks like you got food yet.
And she's asked us to feed Baku, so let's throw his breakfast in here.
You coming?
Alright, so this is going into this mix for Zoe and Dash. And we will feed the other two here in a bit after we do Flash. Alright guys, so this is Flash, obviously. Flash is a sloth. Flash is a two-fingered sloth. So difference between a two-fingered and a three-fingered sloth. A three-fingered sloth has 9 vertebrae in their cervical spine. I'm going to show you this one thing real quick that we're talking about right now. Flash, being a two-fingered sloth, moves his body like a slinky. So you'll see that he can rotate around until his hips are basically 180 out from his shoulders. Today he's like, no, I don't want to turn. But usually he does. But so a three-fingered sloth has 9 in their cervical spine, between their skull and their shoulders. They have 3 vertebrae of a tail. Two-fingered sloth has 5 in the cervical spine and no tail. So the 4 that are missing from here and the 3 that are missing from there are between the hips and the shoulders of a two-fingered sloth. So a three-fingered will turn his head 270 around like an owl would, and a two-fingered will turn his body, if this is hips and this is shoulders, until his hips and shoulders can be 180 out from each other both directions.
Just
And
because of all the extra.
yep, in the between the hips and the spine. Rules of the game here. This is food, this is not food. He can't see the difference. His vision is terrible. So put this in his mouth. Do not put this in his mouth. Don't put this in his mouth, don't put it in my mouth. Either one of us may bite you if you stick your finger inside of our mouth. When you go to give him his food, you just give it to him like that. And this chair is sort of sitting in your way, but you are welcome to stand approximately this close to the sloth to take pictures with him. You can pet him, but this one only likes to be petted on the backside, just lightly like that. He's not a super big fan of the petting, but he tolerates it more than enjoys it. And this is his breakfast, and he is going to eat all of it. His very favorite thing is the egg, so you might want to keep that for last. And before he goes back, remind me that we need to humidify his room before he goes back in his room today. So, alright, so Flash is a sloth, obviously. Sloths are slow, everyone knows that. Sloths are famously slow, but a sloth is slow in ways that you may not realize that a sloth is slow. So they are slow not only in their movement, they're slow in their digestion, metabolism, metabolic processes. They are slow in every single way that an animal can be slow. And did you tell your friends that we're on Cody Riverside on TikTok?
I didn't know about the TikTok part.
And that's what we're mainly on this morning is TikTok. So if you wanted to make any quick calls or texts to let people know that's where you are, is on TikTok on a Cody Riverside farm. that's how they would find us today. We're also on YouTube on Ecoia Riverside Farm, I think. How do you normally see us? Oh. Hey. Passing what entrance? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I'm in an encounter right now, so. Yeah, yeah. All right, thanks. Bye. So, sloths are slow in ways that you may not realize that a sloth is slow. If you've been watching me a long time, you might already know these things, but otherwise, a sloth is slow not only in their movement, they're slow in their digestion, metabolism, metabolic processes. They're slow in every single way that an animal can be slow. That starts from their diet. So the sloth eats a tremendous amount of food, but it is almost exclusively leaves, and leaves are of very little nutritional value, and they digest very slowly. So the sloth has a supremely low energy budget, and I'm not in any rush. If you need to send some messages to people, it's all good.
I posted it on my page, actually.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm still listening.
Yeah. I find that many of my sloth encounters, I talk just because I talk. I don't think people listen that much.
Oh, no, I'm listening.
A lot of people are just overwhelmed with seeing sloths, and you know, it's like wah 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 wah. So the sloth, he's eating almost exclusively leaves, and leaves are of very little nutritional value. Kind of like they say when we eat celery that we use as much energy to digest it as you get out of the celery. Not quite to that extent, but close. And so the sloth, because it's eating such low quality food of very little nutritional value, his energy budget is super, super low. So low, in fact, that a sloth, even though it is a warm-blooded mammal, it cannot maintain its body temperature. It doesn't have the energy to put into it. So a sloth's core body temperature closely follows the outside air temperature. So in the rainforest, daytime highs in the upper 80s, nighttime lows in the high 60s, and his core body temperature will follow that range of temperatures every day. So at night, his Tatum says there's two people, looky-loo, outside that walk past the...
Yeah, they went back
switch.
now.
Okay.
I wasn't. That was my fault.
That's all right.
Because they were already down here, and I was like, oh, stay in this area.
Yeah, so good. So the sloth,
That was great.
his core body temperature can be 19 degrees Fahrenheit colder at night than it is in the day. So I, as a warm-blooded animal, if my core body temperature was 19 degrees lower in the night than in the day, or if my core body temperature ever was 19 degrees lower, the coroner would use that information to calculate what time I had died. The sloth does that though every day. So the sloth also cannot make milk for its babies for a long time. So what you generally read is that a sloth can make milk for its babies for around 3 to 6 weeks, and that's it. But San Diego Zoo's knowledge base, which I feel like is usually pretty good, says it's actually gender dependent, and that a male baby sloth eats milk only for 15 days and a female for like 27 days.
Oh.
And the sloth has no milk storage system. It doesn't make and store milk. It makes milk drop by drop as the baby eats it.
Wow.
So
That's
really
slow.
short term though. Yeah, everything about a sloth they are designed from the ground up to operate on minimal calories.
Efficiency.
Yes. Yep.
Wow, okay.
So it's design based from start to finish. So like for instance, a sloth is eating the leaves. He eats the leaves out at the ends of the branches. Because the leaves at the ends of the branches are the softest, they've had the less time for the cellulose walls to build up and be thicker and harder to digest. And were there to be toxins building up in a plant, the newest leaves at the end of the branches would have less toxins in them than the older leaves up towards the trunk. So the sloth is eating the leaves at the end. Well, if you're going to eat leaves at the end of a branch, you can't very well go out the branch like this to get there.
Yeah.
You fall to your death. So the sloth, from the beginning, it's designed that it has to be upside down the vast majority of the time. So the upside downness of a sloth, like right now he's hanging upside down vertically. You'll see him very much of the time hanging upside down horizontally. You can see him hanging on a branch right side up. You can see him balled up or folded in half. They are zathorans, which is the hinge spine mammals. And so he can be in any different position at any time of the day and maintain that position for hours on end, right? For us, our guts are sitting in our pelvis, upper bounded by our diaphragm, but everything's just loose in there. And if you were on an inversion table for a long period of time, you would eventually run short of breath from back pressure on your diaphragm.
Yeah.
The sloth is not so. The sloth has 46 ribs, 23 sets of ribs. His ribs all go just about all the way to his hip. Don't feed him off the floor. Just leave it.
I got it.
His ribs go almost all the way down to his hips. So that's keeping all this stuff safe. But also it is providing structure to his body cavity. So for us, our stuff is all sitting in there loose. For him, he's got connective tissue going all back and forth through his body cavity, between his ribs and all of his guts. So no matter what position he is in, his organs will remain where they are supposed to be, so that he doesn't get twists or kinks or anything like that in him.
I guess they twist this way too for him.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, have you ever looked at a skeleton of a sloth?
No.
So I just looked one up on the internet the other day, and if you were looking at a sloth skeleton, and I mean, suppose that you were a scientist that dug up a skeleton of a sloth, and you didn't know what the animal was, check out what the skeleton of a sloth looks like. So he's got huge giant teeth. He's got massive giant claws.
Right.
His arms are longer than his body. His legs are longer than his arms. That's what I was talking about, all the ribs. I mean, that's a rib fortress, not a rib cage. And this obviously is a two-fingered sloth, because see, it's got 5 vertebrae there in the cervical. 3-toed would have more. But if you were a scientist who dug up this skeleton and you're seeing huge limbs with huge massive claws and massive huge sharp teeth, you'd be saying apex predator, right? There's no way that you would look at that skeleton and say slow, peaceful animal that's a prey animal that will spend his whole life hiding from predators until eventually one catches and kills him. So yeah, I mean, when he opens his mouth, look how big his teeth are. And he is 6 years old, and his teeth may continue to get even bigger than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's try that.
So the sloth has no enamel on his teeth, so the sloth's teeth will grow, and we're not so much worried about the dirt on the floor as the bleach on the floor. We don't want to feed him bleach or disinfectant, whatever disinfectant is they use on this floor. I'm not sure, but
something to clean it.
say what?
I said something to clean it.
The housekeeper starts her day in these rooms every morning and mops all the floors. So the sloth, I forget what I was in the middle of saying. Oh, you would almost certainly come up with an apex predator notion. So when he opens his mouth, look how big those choppers are, right?
Yeah.
he has no enamel on his teeth. So his teeth sharpen against one another like this. When he opens and closes his mouth, you're not hearing all veggie crunch there. You're also hearing tooth sharpening going on. So his teeth grow throughout his life, but they have no enamel, so they wear down throughout his life. So he'll always have strong, sharp teeth. If he lives 20 years in the rainforest and doesn't have a toothbrush, that's kind of important for him. So other ways that a sloth is slow. We already said that a sloth eats leaves. He eats a lot of leaves. In fact, he eats a tremendous amount of leaves. The sloth is eating approximately 10% of its body mass every single day. And yet he goes to the bathroom only 3 or 4 times per month. So that is a pretty crazy notion. So if he eats 10% of his body mass every day and goes to the bathroom after 10 days, that means he has eaten approximately 100% of his body weight since he last went to the bathroom. He does very thoroughly metabolize that food, so when he does eventually eliminate, it is going to be 1/3 of his total body mass when he goes to the bathroom. That's between poop and pee together, 1/3 of his total body mass. He doesn't even tinkle between trips down the tree. So when he does eliminate, it's 1/3 of his body mass. So let's put that to human perspective, shall we? So I weigh approximately 180 pounds. And if you lead them this way with the food, they'll stand in the light more and you'll get better pictures. Just lead him over this way with the food. And if you want him to walk quicker, show him this egg and he'll scurry over there.
This is I'm still chewing.
Yeah, there's no hurry. We've got all day today.
Yeah. Look at his teeth. They remind me of our dog's canines.
Canines, yeah. And technically he doesn't have canines.
Yeah.
I don't remember what you call them. I just call them fangs.
Yeah.
But and so when you look at his teeth, then you're going to see Zoe next. Zoe is almost the mass of Flash, but her claws are much smaller, her teeth are much smaller, and her hair is much shorter. And then when you see Dash, his claws are still smaller, his teeth are tiny, and he doesn't even have his adult hair yet. So human perspective on eating 10% and eliminating 1/3. I weigh 180 pounds. So if I was going to eat 10% of my body weight every day, that is me eating 18 pounds of food, or 18 16-ounce porterhouse steaks. Or if I don't like steak, maybe 30 or 40 hamburgers. Or if I don't like hamburgers, maybe 50 or 60 hot dogs every day. So you're talking about winning a food competition every day of your life. And then if I eliminated 1/3 of my body mass, well, I weigh 180, 1/3 of that is 60. So that would mean that my natural body mass is 180. I'm gonna eat and eat and eat and eat and eat until I get up to about 240, and then boom, I'll drop it all the way back to 180 in about 2 or 3 minutes. If you would like to see how a sloth goes to the bathroom, you could scroll back in our TikTok. If you swipe to the one side, all our other videos are on there. Scroll back a couple weeks, you'll see one that says sloth potty dance, and you can see how a sloth goes to the bathroom. You can see how this guy goes to the bathroom.
Now, the three-toed sloth have the tail, and they use their tail to dig a hole to go potty in.
Yes.
But they just, wherever they're at, they just go potty.
Nope, not wherever they're at.
Or
They
what?
go to the same tree, same side of the tree, and poop on the exact same pile that they always poop on. And the three-fingered is not actually digging a hole in the ground, he's digging a hole in his own poop. So the sloths, both 2 and 3-toed, will have between 125 and 150 moths living in their fur all of the time. The 3-fingered sloth is smaller than the 2-fingered sloth and has just as many moths on it. And the reason for that, well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
So the sloth, when he goes to the bathroom, he comes all the way down the tree, same side of the tree, and goes to the bathroom in the exact same place that he always goes. So scientists often start with some pretty dumb ideas at the start and then kind of zero in on better and better ideas. So the first idea on why a sloth risks his life to come all the way down the tree to go to the bathroom was that they're just a neat animal. Shaw, yeah, no. So when the sloth is up in the tree, he is entirely safe from every type of predator with the exception of eagles, because he only weighs 15 pounds and he goes all the way out to the end of the branches. His eyes are geared to detect motion, not to really see things. So when he sees something moving, whoop, out to the end of the branch he goes, so the animal can't catch him. So if a large cat or a large snake press the issue, the sloth goes out there and the cat tries to follow him out to the point that the branch breaks and they both fall 80 or 100 feet to the rainforest floor, the sloth will almost certainly survive and the cat will almost certainly die. And the sloth will look over at the cat and he'll say, ha,
Yeah.
ha, and back up the tree he will go. But yet he risks his life to come all the way down the tree to go to the bathroom. And that is the normal cause of death for a sloth, is getting caught by a predator when they come down to poop. So the next idea was that the sloth is fertilizing his own tree via his waste. Again, stupid idea. If he goes to the bathroom from anywhere in the canopy of the tree, it's going to land above the root system of the tree, so who cares where
Or
above the root system. Yeah, or. And so the actual reason why the sloth comes all the way down the same tree, same side of the tree, to go to the bathroom in the same place every time, is the sloth-moth symbiotic relationship. So in the wild, sloths need moths and moths need sloths. It is a symbiotic relationship, meaning beneficial to both sides of the equation, where parasitic would be beneficial to one side, neutral or harmful to the other side. The benefit to the moth is that the sloth is the food source and the living environment of the moths. Looking to see if your friends have found you yet.
Nah, I don't want that.
We fed him the egg way too early.
No, this is his.
Well, she gave him a piece of egg and
Oh, now he doesn't want
he's
that.
turning up his nose at the fruit or the
Right.
vegetables.
Where'd you go? There you are. Hi. You know you want it.
Does he eat the yolk too?
He does.
Oh, okay. I would think that predators would get to know where they go to the bathroom at and would like wait for them to come down. But that doesn't bother them either. Are you full? I bet you wouldn't be full to put that piece of egg up there. Where are you going, buddy?
Maybe he ate 10% of his body.
No, I don't think so.
So he eats leaves, free choice all day long. His
Yeah.
leaves go in his dish in there.
Oh,
Oh, is he
okay.
coming down?
No, he's
Seems
turning.
like doing some kind of weird buffering thing. Here it goes. Remind me your name.
April Roberts.
Hey, if anybody on here is friends of April Roberts, give us a little shout and let us know that. Oh, I'm talking to this one, but I'm on that one. I'm just watching on this.
Oh.
Whatever, they can hear us, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
And what's your name?
Gabby.
If anybody's Gabby's friend, let us know that too. So the sloth, when he comes down to go to the bathroom, it's because of the moths. The moths, the benefit to the moth, which there is a type of moth in the world called a sloth-moth, that, no joke, it lives nowhere in the world except in the fur and in the waste pile of a sloth. So the sloth benefits and the moth benefits. The benefit to the moth is that the sloth is the food source and the living environment of the moths. The moths are feeding on the moss and algae that are in the sloth's fur. The benefit to the sloth, and there's one known benefit and three kind of theoretical benefits. So the one known benefit is that the sloth digests his food by a bacterial process, not an enzymatic process. So as the sloth
I think he's thumbing his nose. He doesn't want any more.
You don't want any more beans? Yeah. You want a bean?
That's Anissa Bucky's, yeah, it's not a dog. Somebody's telling, Somebody asked, what kind of dog is that? And a person in Russian answers, "Это не собака, it is not a dog. Извиняюсь, это по-моему ленивец." Yeah, it's a sloth. So,
Doesn't the title have sloth in it?
yeah, people don't read.
Oh.
So, some people get on there, "Can pet that dog, can pet that dog." So the sloth, the main benefit to the sloth is that the sloth digests his food by a bacterial process. As the sloth grooms himself, he licks up a certain amount of the waste of the moths, and he licks up, excuse me,
Hey, Donna.
he licks up a certain amount of the moths themselves.
The game headbands and welcome wagon. The box was tore apart, and I don't know if that was just this round or if Ashley had noticed before that. We may have to ask her, but the box was
Pretty.
tore. Ashley, do you have a radio?
Flash.
That is short.
Flash.
What do you?
Flash.
Ashley!
Or that's not a carrot, that's a.
I can tell you there were some pretty wild kids in there.
So this welcome wagon is a disaster.
Come back,
That was mom with 4 kids.
come back.
Is of the board game and anything else that is just anything else because it'll support when I put them as part of the game. There is literally chips everywhere.
This is interesting.
Just send me some pictures, please.
I saw the kids eating potato chips and Takis and Doritos in the beds when I was down there to turn the heat on at 6 a.m. And the mom was saying, "Don't drop them." Oh, ha, they dropped them everywhere.
Oh, they use the white blankets for napkins.
So the sloth, the sloth digests his food by a bacterial process. So as the sloth grooms himself, he licks up a certain amount of the moths themselves. That's the protein source for the sloth. That's why we give him the actual moth.
Oh.
That's why we give him the 2 eggs a week, is to replace his protein. And the sloth licks up a certain amount of the waste of the moths. If you just leave him alone for a minute, he'll come back down. He licks up a certain amount of the waste of the moths. And the waste of the moths is where the sloth gets the bacteria colony from that makes him digest his food. It is a proven fact that if a sloth's moth colony dies out, the sloth will die with it.
Oh.
So the sloth cannot digest his food without bacteria. We also have helpful gut bacteria. Our gut bacteria will last our whole life without us thinking once about it, unless we take a long course of antibiotics. If we take antibiotics, we need probiotics or Greek yogurt to fix our gut health back up. If the sloth's gut bacteria will last throughout his life unless he gets cold. Cold weather is what kills a sloth's gut bacteria. Sloth gets cold pretty much every day, so he needs more bacteria pretty much every day. In captivity, we don't need the moths. Because in captivity, the sloth never gets cold. We don't allow the sloth to get cold, and his gut bacteria will last throughout his life. As a sloth keeper, you also need to be a sloth poopologist. So you have to carefully examine his poop every time that he goes, which isn't a demanding task because he only goes once a week. But you're looking for color consistency such as that. And if his gut bacteria level is too high, he will have runny or watery poop or loose, and you will give him no fruit the next week. And if his poop is at all dry or hard, you give him more fruit the next week. But we give him 3 servings of fruit a week, and he pretty much stays on an even keel. So, like if you have a baby, the best way to know what's going on inside of the baby is what comes out of the baby. So when you change your baby's diaper, you don't turn your head the other way, you look and see what's there, and that's how you know if something's wrong with the baby's gut.
You decide
So,
whether it looks good or not.
Yep, and you're welcome to move the chairs wherever you are most comfortable. The chair is for your comfort, it's not decoration. The sloth benefits in a couple of other less direct and less provable ways. the moths are fertilizing the moss and algae in the sloth's fur via their waste. More moss and algae, more camouflage, more hiding from predators. The last thing, and you mentioned this, is that the sloth, the three-fingered sloth, when he comes down, he digs a hole in his poop like this. The moths are more dense on a three-fingered sloth than on a two-fingered sloth. And that is because as he's digging the hole in the poop, the larvae of the moths crawl up the sloth's tail, as well as the moths flying up onto the sloth. So when the sloth comes down, the moths all fly down into the poop. They got to do their work quick. He's only going to be there for 2 to 3 minutes. Lay their eggs, fly back up onto the sloth, or lay there and die if they're old moths. And then from there, it's row, row, row your boat in and around. So this week's eggs are next week's larvae, or the following week's moths. So every time that he comes down, there are new moths. And the three-fingered, the larvae crawl up as well as the moths flying up. So the three-fingered has moths more densely in his coat than a two-fingered sloth does. And how they studied this is they took a bunch of wild sloths and they put a plastic bag up to their neck and gassed them to make all the moths fall off of them. And they counted how many were there. And a two-fingered sloth is larger than a three-fingered sloth, and they all have the same number of bugs. So that means that the bugs are more densely on the three-fingered. Then in the blood tests, it turned out that the three-fingered sloth had a higher level of peptids and leptids in their blood than a two-fingered sloth does. And they believe that's because the moths are more dense, so the three-fingered must be eating more moths. And so, that's about the sloths and the moths. And I think I didn't trip over sloth, moth, moss, moth, sloth once today. But I talk slower when I'm on a Sloth Keeper because I'm not trying to squeeze as much information into as short of a time. So when the sloth moth, I just did it. When the sloth is up there, you look at the way that he's balled up there. He looks like he could almost fit basically inside of a soccer ball. If the branch wasn't in the way so he could fold his head in there, he'd almost fit inside of not a soccer ball, maybe a basketball. But then when he comes down, he can reach that doorknob with his front feet. I've said three-fingered, two-fingered a few times. I don't think I mentioned that before. Taxonomically, they're called two-toed and three-toed sloths. They're starting to refer to them as two-fingered and three-fingered because they all have 3 toes on the back feet. Two-fingered have 2 on the front, three-fingered have 3 on the front. So, I don't know. It's the way the Lord made them.
They look different in the face.
Yeah,
three-fingered have the little mask.
They have the mask, they have a flatter face, and they have the permanent smile.
Yeah.
The two-fingered have a pointier nose, they have a solid colored head basically, and they don't have the smile thing.
Yeah.
The three-fingered sloths, there are almost none of them in the continental U.S. for the same reason that koalas are so rarely kept in the U.S. So a koala cannot eat anything except fresh eucalyptus leaves. So if you're seeking a license to keep koalas, they will tell you that for 1 to 4 koalas, you need to budget $600,000 a year to feed them.
Wow.
And that's based on the expense of flying a private jet back and forth to get fresh eucalyptus leaves.
Ow.
And a three-fingered sloth eats almost exclusively sarcopia leaves, and there are not sarcopia trees growing in the U.S. There are some places that have planted some groves to try to get towards that, but there are not hardly any sarcopia trees currently growing in the U.S. Feel free to answer. It's your experience. Do what you want.
No, it's potential spam. My phone weeds that stuff out for me.
Tries to.
I have a
It
really
does.
genius thing. My area code is still 757 from living in Virginia, and the area code here is 423. So if it rings with 757 and it's not in my contacts, I know it's spam whether it says it is or not.
There you go.
So I probably will never change to a 423 area code, and I like it a lot.
So is he napping right now?
No, he's wide awake.
Oh, okay.
So he's just chilling, digesting, whatever. So sloths, we said that they're designed to be upside down. Another really curious thing about a sloth is it looks like, I mean, if you were trying to hang on that branch in that manner, you couldn't hang there long, right?
Right.
So suppose you were doing a 2-arm hang like in PE class, a minute is a long time to do a 2-arm hang. Sloths can hang there for days. In fact, if a sloth dies, it won't necessarily fall because he is exerting no energy at all to hang like that. The reason for that is for us, our stress exertion state is here, our relaxed state is there. For the sloth, his relaxed state is this, clamped down. His exertion state is that, opened up. And when you're holding the other sloths here very soon, you will see that they'll grip onto your shirt like this. And when we go to pick them up off of you, you have to like give them a minute to remember to let go because they have to focus to let go. People think that it's panicking, holding on. No, it's completely relaxed. The gripped on, that's relaxed state. And Zoe, when she hangs on you like this, if she's hanging on too tight, we tap her foot like this, and that tells her, ease up, sweetheart.
It's like relax just a little.
All right, so it looks like Flash is on a food break. So you ready to see another sloth right now?
Sure. Maybe
All
we
right.
feed him eggs later.
Yeah, he'll stay here with us
Oh.
most of the morning. And so let's get Dash. Are you ready to feed Dash his breakfast?
Sure.
All right. Dash does not live in this basket. He transfers between the house and the barn in this basket. It's too cold out. We can't let him catch a breeze. You can look at him. He's pretty cute coming up out of that basket.
Oh, look at that.
So see the way he's folded in half? That is a Zathoran thing. Zathorans are mammals with hinged spines. The family of Zathorans include sloths, armadillos, and anteaters. They're hinged spine animals that can fold in half. Alright, so let's get Dash's breakfast out here. You can either feed him directly from your hand or you can feed him from a dish, whichever you prefer. Do you have a preference?
I'll feed him from my hand.
Alright, so let's...
Hey, got breakfast for you.
That's a spoon out of my kitchen.
Oh.
Oh,
Here he comes, Gabby.
Yep, here he comes.
Here he comes. Oh,
Aw.
it's a sloth in a basket.
Oh.
That's about how much food he's gonna eat. You just take a spoon and put it in your hand, or you just dig in there with your hand. It makes no difference to me.
He's so cute.
He is. He does not lack for personality or cuteness.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have the food in my hand yet.
Well, you're gonna hold him while you feed him. All right, so Dash is gonna come up out of the basket like this. Come here, baby boy.
He just climbs up on you.
Are you hungry? All right, so if you hold him so that his face is facing the middle, so you can feed him with one hand and hold him with the other hand. What you want to do, and you probably want to give yourself a little space right here where you can reach the dish. So, right hand or left?
I'll take my left.
All right. So he's gonna sit with you just like that.
Wait a second, where
There
you
you
go?
go, Dash. And then you say to him, yum, yum, yum.
Yum, yum, yum. Oh, he's ready. He's ready.
There you go. You can have a seat right there. It takes him a while to eat his breakfast. You say yum yum yum, and that's how he knows he's gonna eat. And Zoe has the same cue for time to eat is yum yum yum.
Yum, yum. Look at that.
And Flash will in all likelihood smell their breakfast and be like, well, maybe I could have a little bit of that.
Adorable.
Oh, it's so tiny. Yeah. Let's go like that. There we go. Oh, he's holding on to my hand.
Look at him go.
Look
It's really
at
really
that.
cold. It's really really cold compared to what's in here.
What's cold?
Outside.
Oh yeah, we keep it hot in here, sloth temperature. The babies live in the house. And some a lot of people couldn't live in my house. It's 80 degrees and 50% humidity all the time.
All the time.
Not the whole house.
Oh, that's good. Do they have their own bedroom?
No, they sleep in my room.
Oh.
Zoe is transitioning down here, so she's on about, I don't know, 5 or 6 nights a week down here, and 1 or 2 nights a week in the house. You can
There you go, get.
dish out some more food while I'm there.
Get out of the way. Unless he's gonna eat from the spoon.
He might. There's a whole bunch of food under his chin.
That's the way of a sloth.
Mhm.
See, Flash is starting to be like, what's he got there? See him smacking his lips.
Oh. There you go.
So other things about a sloth. I mentioned that they have horrible, horrible vision. So the reason for that is that their eyes have a structure called rod monochromacy, which means that they have, say, yum, yum, yum.
Yum, yum, yum. You ready? Yum, yum. Oh, you haven't even gotten close, baby girl. Boy.
Yum, yum, yum.
Yum, yum, yum. There you go. It's like, okay. No. We go.
So rod monochromacy means they have all rod cells, no cone cells.
Oh.
So they don't ever see in color. They see only chromatic, grayscale. Their eyes are
No.
geared to,
No,
maybe he just wants to snuggle for a minute. He'll come back to that though, because he's going to eat the vast majority of that.
There we go. Is it snuggle time? Can you rip that off my hand?
There you go.
Alright.
Just brush it on the floor.
Oh. There we go. Is it snuggle time, buddy?
Oops.
We're swapping roles here. She's playing
That's it.
mama.
Whenever I would wash my children's hands, I go monga, 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 and every time I go to rinse somebody's hand off when they're feeding the sloth, I want to go monga, monga, monga. And then they just think I'm weird, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Boy, that was quick, buddy. Let's see what we got there.
He loves the snuggles.
Ooh, there it goes.
Snuggle time.
Don't my fingers. Yes.
So the Flash was never held. He was 2 years old when he came here, and he was raised just to be a zoo animal, not an ambassador animal. So he was not people oriented from birth, the way the other two were. So then we got Zoe, our first ambassador sloth. We were so excited that we could hold a sloth at all,
Yeah.
that we were very kid gloves and do it only the way she wanted us to, which so still, she only likes to be petted slow on the back. So Dash, we're desensitizing to various types of touch. So I'll sit and rub his ears like this while we're watching TV at night, or I'll sit and rub his feet like this, because those are things that Zoe is hypersensitive about. Doesn't like you to touch her feet and her ears and her belly. So with Dash, we just pet him all over the place, getting him used to it.
Pet. So when do they start turning lighter color?
So he's starting to have some light colors coming through already, and he's 6 months old. He'll really start to get his coat in earnest in about 10 months old, and but Zoe, that you'll see here in a little bit, is 15 months old, and her hair is only half the length of Flash's hair. So you won't say that a sloth is mature until about 3.5 years old.
He's so tiny.
He is. He was currently 3 pounds. He was 1.7 when he came.
Oh my goodness. So tiny.
So the ambassador baby sloths that we get, there's a very specific way that they're raised. So a sloth in the wild starts to eat solid food at 4 days old. They get their initial bacteria colony by eating food out of their mother's mouth. So mom chews up leaves, baby eats leaves out of mom's mouth. That's how baby gets its initial bacteria colony. So the sloths are not held until they're 12 days old, because you want to make sure they get all the bacteria going first. The Then from 12 days old, the sloths are held every single day. So 30 seconds, then 45, then a minute, so on and so forth, until by the time the mother has weaned the baby of her own volition, the baby is being held for 30, 45 minutes at a time by various different people 3 or 4 times a day. And so when they come here, they're entirely oriented to people, but they always go right straight back to mom. So they get all the social nutritional benefit of being a mother-raised animal while getting the social benefit of being a people-raised animal. So these two, Zoe and Dash, will be petting, holding animals for all of their lives. And I know of other people who have sloths from the breeder that we got them from that does the ambassador animals that have sloths as old as 25 that still do school field trips every day of their life. And so they're really, really uniquely raised. And I always do a disclaimer every time I'm on a live. I say, please don't look at what we're doing here and think it's a good idea to buy yourself a sloth. It is absolutely not. There is no reputable sloth breeder who will sell a sloth to an unlicensed facility, and a private individual would have a very uphill task getting a license. But legally, you can own a sloth. Anybody can in most states.
Really?
So the people who will sell a sloth on the internet to an unlicensed individual are selling animals that were kidnapped from the wild. And that is the difference between if you have a house cat that was born as a kitten in your house, it'll want to spend its whole life laying in your lap and purring and being petted and stroked and so on and so forth. And if you took a feral cat out of the woods and brought it into your living room and tried to sit with that thing in your lap, it's going to claw your eyeballs out trying to get away.
Oh.
So if you buy one of these animals that were kidnapped from the rainforest, it is harmful in so many ways. 1, it depopulates wild sloths out of the wild. 2, the animal will likely be so stressed that it will die within about 2 months. And 3, you are not going to enjoy it because you are trying to deal with a wild animal that looks nothing at all like these. The government of Costa Rica is trying to outlaw holding sloths entirely. And the reason for that is there are so many people that take sloths out of the wild, because if you live in a country where the average income is only $5,000 a year, and you can go and snatch a sloth out of the rainforest, dip it under a bucket of bleach, and sit at a roadside stand when a cruise ship pulls in, if 1 out of 50 people coming off of that cruise ship will pay you $20 to pet your sloth, you've just made your annual income in an afternoon. And what do you care that the sloth is going to die the next day? So that's why they're trying to outlaw it, and that is why they say it is always harmful to pet a sloth, it's always harmful to hold a sloth, it's always harmful to interact with a sloth, and so on and so forth. When referring to wild sloths, I completely agree with every single one of those statements.
Yes.
These are not wild sloths.
Right.
These are sloths that are multiple generation captive bred sloths. These sloths are generationally further removed from the rainforest than I am from the Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria. So, and I don't care to go back to colonial days, and they don't care to go back to the rainforest. They would have no idea how to survive there. So their mission in life is to raise awareness for sloths, that you can only do this with a sloth, and there's a very small set of people that could do this with a sloth and not have some care or concern for the wild sloths in the world, even if it just means we waste a little less, and that we don't support places that are using sloths unethically. I also say if you're going to a sloth encounter, I am not saying there are not other good sloth encounters out there. I'm saying look before you book. If they pull the sloth's teeth, that's a horrible thing to do, but it guarantees the sloth can't bite anyone. If they book the sloth for 8 and 10 hours a day, that's a terrible thing to do, but it makes a lot of money. So our sloths are booked for a total of 2 hours per day. That is it. The rest of the day they spend sleeping and eating. So look before you book somewhere, people. And don't buy a wild sloth. And the people online that sell the sloths will do everything in the world to try to convince you that the sloth is captive bred and not wild. Don't believe them. They're in it for the money.
Soft like a puppy.
It is. It's very, very soft. So that's his undercoat. And the little light colored hairs that are just beginning to show through, those would be his adult coat. When he came here, he was like espresso brown over his whole self. And there is a variety of colors in sloths,
This
but
Oh, he's coming down.
Oh, he said, wait a second. He's just as content as he can be to just hang out.
when the babies come here, you know, they only do 2 hours of encounters with people, but they might hang on us for, 8 or 10 hours a day. And they're asleep for the vast majority of that. They're just sleeping and enjoying contact. The downside of being my lovely wife is that she is chained to the computer and the phone all day, every day, answering people's calls and questions. The upside is she has a sloth hanging around her neck pretty much all the time. If not Dash, then Zoe.
Oh,
She can't come down here and do sloth encounters because the sloths are so in love with her that if she's here, they just want to crawl to her and they don't want to have anything to do with you. But Zoe, I would guess Donna has probably held Zoe for, I tried to estimate it the other day, probably around 3,000 hours. Several hours a day for 6 solid months, and then a couple hours a day ever since then.
she knows who, Zoe knows who she likes. Got her favorites, I guess.
I am Flash's person. I've been with Flash for at least an hour a day for, I think I've missed 20 days, give or take, in the last 3.5 years. And he gets nose to nose, shoulder to shoulder, runs his hands all through my hair. But he has never made any move to move onto my body. So he's not comfortable with it, and that's okay. And you can make an animal eat from your hand, just don't give him any other food. But, in my opinion, that would make it an adversarial relationship. You have what I need for my basic needs, and I'm going to get it from you. So getting him to eat from our hand was just a matter of take food out of his dish, stand here and offer it to him for a long period of time, and if he doesn't want it, back in the dish. He's still gonna get to eat the food when he wants to. And it took almost a year until he decided that he would actually prefer to eat out of my hand, that he would bypass the bowl and come to me to eat, even though the same food is in the dish that I'm offering him. And then it was another number of months until he wanted to eat from strangers' hands. And now he does this thing every day. With very few exceptions, but if he's having an off day and he doesn't feel like coming down, he's 20-some feet up there, we're not gonna get him down. And if he doesn't feel like coming down, all the food that he gets at his encounter just goes in the dish, he'll get it later, when he wants to. But you see all the smears on the glass in his room in there? Those are all on his side of the door. So if for some reason I'm 5 minutes late getting down here, he's there in the door with his nose rubbing all in it going, come on. And he'll be in there, excuse me y'all, pollen. He'll be in there just beating the heck out of his door like this. Hey man. Couple things. One, I got trip missing one shoe, which I have the shoe, just need to nail back on. And two, I need my front porch closed in for a monkey enclosure. And so, there's not anybody out there that builds monkey enclosures. Let me transfer him for you.
Okay.
And so, I know that you're generally skilled at basically everything. So, seeing if you would like to give me an estimate on making my front porch into a monkey enclosure. Yep, sounds good. Yeah, no rush. When you can. Alright, bye. It's my farrier who's just, one of those skilled guys who's good at everything.
Yes. Oh. This is. Did you want something? Oh, that's right.
So is painted sloth, is that full time?
I guess so. Paint parties aren't every day. I'm a mobile paint party.
Mm-hmm.
So I set up in local businesses around my town.
Okay.
I do invite people to come and paint with me.
Do you paint on paper and canvases or paint on like anything?
Anything really. I've done canvases and tote bags and paper, wood, just whatever kind of project.
There's a business somewhere around here called Pots and Paints that you go and paint like on ceramic things and then
Yeah.
they bake it and then you have to come back and get it like a week later or something.
We've got one like that in our town called Fired Up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want hold him? Okay.
That would
then
be
we can
awful
feed them
tricky to
some
do mobile though.
Oh yeah, I don't think you could do that one.
No, because it seems like the paint would get messed up on the way to baking it.
Did you want to transfer him to her?
Yeah,
How are y'all doing?
Okay.
Hey, John, I'm gonna hand you these, okay?
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, they were trying to ask you if the headbands was broken before the last.
Headband.
Welcome wagon is just a wreck. Yeah, the box is like all torn in pieces.
Oh, look at you, got food on
No.
there now. Yes, you do. Oh. So cute.
All right, so the way that you transfer him, just pick him up like this by his hands, and then let him move on to you like that. And you gotta give him a second to release his feet.
There we go. Scoot over here. Hey, Jess. Oh, you might eat some more.
There
Put
you
him on your arm. It's like, where are we going? There he goes.
go. There you are.
You want some more? Would you want some more food, baby? No? You gonna cuddle on you?
His main group is the cuddling.
Aw, here you go. It's like,
Time
I'm just.
flies when you're having fun. It looks like it's time for Zoe's breakfast. It's 11:15. Zoe is probably ready for her breakfast in there. So we're gonna get her out now.
Look at that face. Oh, you're so precious. Oh, yes you are. He's just so little.
Alright, so you might be surprised how enthused Zoe is gonna be to come out of her enclosure. Good morning, baby.
So look.
Hey, sweetheart. Good morning. Hey, sweetie. Should I wake up yet? And we gotta watch out for Flash. He wants
Oh.
to come in here.
He's gonna find a way, isn't he?
Yep, and he could care less about her. He wants to check out her room.
Oh, okay, so this is Sloth's room that goes.
That's
up
his
her-
room, yep.
Flash's room.
That one's her room. And he'll go in there and he'll crawl right past her and just cruise all around inside of her room. Kind of like going to a
Oh,
hotel.
my goodness.
Not necessarily better, just different. So while he's out here, you can finish off his breakfast if you want with these eggs. Doesn't really
Oh,
matter if he
yeah,
has
he's
more
down.
veggies or not.
Does he eat the yolks too, or just?
He does, yeah.
Donkeys.
Donkeys do that throughout the day.
Can you? Well, he's over here by you. It's hard to get around your leg.
It's quick work at work.
No, really? No. Oh. Got a really long reach. Help him move a little
They
faster.
do. They do for a fact. Hey, baby. You want to come see us?
Oh my goodness. She's getting out of bed.
Yeah, so watch the way that she's going to come climbing out.
There she goes.
And then she's going to start to go, which means hold me, hold me, hold me.
Yeah.
Good morning, baby. You want to come see us? All right, sweetheart. Good girl. Okay, baby.
Trying to topple over.
So Zoe and Dash both love to snuggle. Zoe is all about the groceries more than Dash is. And she is going to lay sideways across your lap. And she is going to want to really chow down some groceries. So you want to let her eat out of the dish so your hand doesn't get so dirty. You're welcome to do that.
Lazy baby.
And he's so soft. Soft like a puppy.
You get to hold
So
his
she
face.
transfers on her Snuggie. So she knows the word Snuggie when you say Snuggie or Nanai. She moves right across, and you're going to want to let her lay sideways across your lap to start with while she eats her breakfast and say yum yum yum. Yum yum yum, so she knows she's about to eat.
Yes, yum yum.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yum yum yum, Zoe.
There we go.
You should fall there.
Oh. Make
Oh,
him
he
some-
won't fall.
Mm-mm. Give him some of his tea. He heard the yum yum. He's ready.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, maybe not. Here we go. So the blonde highlights on her head.
Yeah, she's. So her hair is, she's got her adult coat coming in quite a bit more
Yeah.
than Dash does. She is 15 months old, and she is very nearly her full body mass. She weighs almost as much as Flash does, but she's nowhere near her maturity. So if you look at his claws and then you look at hers are much smaller. You saw his teeth and then you saw her teeth. Hers are much smaller. And her hair coat is not near as fully with the adult coat. You see he's got the white hair everywhere except his head. It's quite long, and hers is just coming in still over most of her body. And the longest hairs on her are probably 1.5 inches. Longest hairs on him are probably 4. Yeah, he is happy to lay in any position. Zoe likes to lay sideways across your lap while she's eating, and then she just wants to crawl up and hang around your neck.
It's a woman that knows what she wants, I guess.
That's it. She hates to be touched on the belly side.
I was afraid she was gonna fall off the floor.
Yeah, it's an instinct to want to hold her so she won't fall, but sloths really don't fall.
That's good. Okay.
At least I've never seen one fall. Now there are those that say that in the rainforest the sloth falls as often as once a week. I have a hard time thinking that's true. That's something that's out there though. I don't know. I'm not sure why someone thinks that, but that is the thing that they say.
Well, it could be they're seeing multiple sloths and they just, once a week, one of them falls.
I'm not sure. Researching sloths online can be pretty tough. There are more than one kind of sloth in the world, and when people are writing articles about sloths, they kind of use the word sloth no matter which sloth they're talking about.
Yeah.
So like if you're reading about a sloth's gestation, one website might say 5.5 months, one website might say 11 months. They're both right. They're talking about different kinds of sloths. And one might say a sloth maxes at 15 pounds, and one might say a sloth maxes at 9 pounds. They're both right. They're talking about different kinds of sloths. Now, in my personal experience, sloths are quicker than I had ever read anywhere that a sloth can be. So when we open his door later and he goes up, you can see that he can go from the bottom to the top in 30 seconds. So it's got to be more like 40 feet per minute. If you read online, it'll tell you 12 is all they got. And it could be that they're talking about time over distance. He's not going any great distance at that speed. He's just, So I mean, I don't have enough knowledge to say that anybody is wrong. I can only speak to what my personal experience is. But I believe by the time he goes in, it is going to be warm enough outside that he can go outside today. It's currently 59. Oh no, the high today is 67. No outside today. Well, that stinks. I thought he was going to get to go out today. Oh well.
It won't be long till he'll get to go out more.
Yeah. Not too
So
long.
the leaves that you said that these sloths eat, how hard do they get to get? Or will the
These will
trees?
eat basically any green leafy plant.
Oh,
The three-toeder would eat sarcopia leaves.
oh, yeah. So they're not as restricted as the three-toed in what they
Not
eat.
remotely as restricted, no. There are a couple of places that are working on diets for three-toed sloths so that three-toed sloths could be more accessible in the U.S. The breeder of these ones actually, who doesn't want me to name his name because he doesn't want people calling him, he planted a grove of sarcopia trees 20 years ago, and he's just starting his three-toed colony. So these ones that are many generations of captive bred, his generation 0 is injured animals that couldn't be returned to the rainforest. So missing limbs, missing hands, basically from power lines. So his generation 0 is animals that couldn't be returned, and those are not handleable animals. That's the generation 0 breeding population. The ones, these ambassador ones, I think these are generation 11 or 12. So you're talking about animal, mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother, great-great-great, and so on through 11 generations. 11 or 12, I don't remember.
Trying to push your food down there, so.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the look of the sloth, I actually prefer the two-fingered sloth. The way there's just.
The thing that's cute about the three-fingered is the way that they smile. But they are a little bit more of a freaky looking animal to my eye. And before I knew better, I went to one of the places in Honduras where you get off the cruise ship and you go past sloths. And it was great, it was wonderful, it was beautiful, it was a marvelous lifetime experience, and only later did I find out that on average the sloth's lifespan is 2 months. Because they're seeing hundreds of people a day and it stresses them to death.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
But from a and that's why the government of Costa Rica is working so hard on it to, it's not that you can't ethically handle a sloth, it's just that very few people do.
Right.
Because most businesses are, motivated by the profit. I mean, a business has to make some amount of money.
Sure.
But if you can get, if you don't particularly care about the animal, and you can get 200 people to pay you something every day instead of 4, you know.
Yeah. It's all in the treatment of you want them to have a good quality of life.
So in the wild, they say, and of course nobody has observed a wild sloth from birth to death of old age, and they don't die of old age, they die of being caught by predators. So the lifespan of a wild sloth is a hypothetical thing. They think they live around 20 years. The lifespan of a sloth that was born wild and is captured and forced into a petting environment sort of thing. They say according to slothconservation.org, the average lifespan of those is about 2 months. And the lifespan of a captive bred sloth that is properly treated is around 50 years. The Smithsonian had one that lived 49. There's 2 in Germany that are 52 and 54. There's one in China that they claim is much, much older than that, but it's Japan, so, it's China, so who knows? I shouldn't say Japan and China interchangeable. I've been to Japan, I know that they're different, but
China's much bigger.
yeah, much bigger. So if you support her under the bum end there, she won't grab on so hard as she crawls up.
Oh, there she goes. Oh.
And she just wants to snuggle in and chill.
Well, she must be getting close to her pooping day.
No, she pooped yesterday.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. She's got a lot of
she's a chunky sloth.
chunky.
Yeah.
You're a chunky monkey, aren't you? Aw. Yeah.
She's also quick. Anyway, she climbs up out of there when it's she's flying out of there.
Get my hair
And if I didn't have any food at all, she would come out the exact same way. When you open the door and say, "Hey, Zoe," she just wants to be with people.
Yeah.
So specifically, we're guarded not just against the amount of time spent with the sloths, but even more so the number of people that the sloths see every day. So there are encounters that, I think are kind of close to doing it right, but they put 20 people into an encounter, and it's not for me. But they do recognize that the sloth can only, interact for so many hours a day because they need to have time to eat, time to sleep, and time to be a sloth. But we only do 2 hours of encounters, 2 people in an encounter. That's it. Flash is usually only out for an hour, but he, throughout the day, if there's people in the kitchen, he comes down and he beats on his door like this. And if he's knocking on the door, we'll let him come out.
Some heavy beat.
He'll hang out with people, yeah, he can really pound it.
Mm.
So he'll come out and hang in the kitchen with people. People that he knows the best, of course, are me and Kevin and Tatum. And Donna is the brains of the outfit, but sadly she's up in the brain center.
Oh. Are you trying to blow your nose?
So she smells. She doesn't smell. She detects with her nose. How do you say that? She smells. She sniffs.
She's sniffing.
So we froze up. Probably it's making me do that puzzle piece thing. That's why I keep looking over here. At some point you have to do this thing where you slide a puzzle piece into the place or it shuts off.
Oh.
Like, are you still there?
Yeah.
Live bees.
So she has whiskers too, kind of, like around her nose.
Wispy.
Yeah, they're there. Hey, Bee. Did you smell something?
Probably smelling the hand.
Like, that better?
She's sniffing because she has rice on the end of her nose.
Oh,
The minute she's gonna start digging it like that, but she hates it when I wipe her nose.
Oh.
Here's Flash coming to see what's going on. Hey, Bo.
Said,
Is that your buddy? Oh,
Not really.
hi. Hi.
Sloths are solitary animals. They don't generally care about each other at all.
all. It's like, hey, that's another gal. I try and go in her room, check things out. Oh. Itchy. Gonna get it. Yeah, okay.
Fair warning, he's probably about to put his hands in your hair.
Oh, okay.
Get pet by a sloth.
Yeah, that's kind of backwards, isn't it? Yeah, I come here to pet a
There's a
sloth.
guy called the Singing Barber who was on American Idol,
Mhm.
and he lives here in town.
Oh,
And he came out to do a sloth barber one day.
oh,
He was the barber, and he was saying Flash was his assistant.
oh.
Flash is all taking through my hair while he's like cutting my hair and singing.
Mm. Oh my goodness. Oh. Well, this, I was, like you said, checking out where are the sloth experiences. There's quite a few out there.
Yeah, yeah.
There's one in Texas, and I found y'all's out there. Aw.
There's a couple good ones. There's an awful lot that are copycatting us.
Mm.
That they see how many people follow us on social media and see how many people show up here at the farm such as that, and they're like, oh, I'll buy a sloth. And, you know, God bless them. I hope they do well. But there's a lot of research that goes into
Yeah.
sloths. So, like, this building was built for that sloth.
Mhm.
The first part of his building that was drawn was the sloth enclosure and the kitchen to service his stuff. And there's 2 HVAC systems that are primary plus backup plus a third heat source because you can't ever let a sloth get cold.
Right.
And
Do you ever have to go to backup like space heaters or anything?
we haven't yet. I have a generator that's the first backup, and then the second backup is buddy heaters.
Yeah. But I've been watching you guys for quite a while, and I was telling my husband, I was like, look at this sloth experience before they got into the Tennessee. He's like, I know you want to go, don't you? I was like, I'll save my money. Then at Christmas, he's like, so that sloth experience you want to go to in Tennessee? He's like, book it. I was like, okay.
And he got you the big one.
Well, that wasn't initially. I goofed around and didn't get it booked immediately, and it was like late January when I finally got it booked. But I saw that you did the Sloth Keeper experience, and I said, oh, look what they just added. They added a Sloth Keeper experience, and I said, you get to see all three sloths, and, you know, get to help learn about them, take care of them. He's like, you want to upgrade to that one? I was like, yes, so this is my Christmas birthday present.
There you go. The reason that this one is expensive is we close down every other encounter for the day.
Really?
So the calculation on what this costs is giving up his 2 encounters and her 2 encounters and his 2 encounters. That's what this costs.
Well, okay. I
And,
figured it had something to do with that.
Yeah. And if you did his encounter and her encounter, that would be an hour and 20 minutes together.
Mm.
And if you do the Sloth Keeper, it's 3 hours.
Package deal.
Yeah, my husband's very sweet.
And that's good.
Yeah.
Lenient is the word.
Oh, he loves your mama.
We have a strict policy in my house. Mama wants, mama gets.
Yeah, that's kind of around my birthday, definitely, which was on Monday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
29?
Yes. I don't know how many times, but yes. Oh. So yeah, he couldn't have bought me anything better. Yeah. Now I can say I have close personal sloth friends.
Yeah.
Very close. Is he nappy?
Fall asleep. I can see the rest of his eyes.
He must nap a lot, conserving his energy.
He does.
Babies tend to nap a lot.
These 2 probably sleep somewhere around 18 hours a day. He probably sleeps 20. He's always ready to interact, but then he goes right back to sleep.
Oh.
And while you're interacting, he goes to sleep.
Yeah. That makes sense. Says, I'm just a baby. Got a lot of growing to do. Because he's like maybe a fourth of the size of these two.
He
They're
is
smaller?
3 pounds. He is 15. She
Okay.
is, her natural weight with no food is 11 and a half.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, he's really small compared to these two.
It's not a whole
When he
lot.
came here, he was 1.7.
He's just very comfortable with you, Kathy. You've got him all cradled
He's not holding on at all.
and.
It's not what I feel. And again, I was gonna hold on.
No, there's no flush up there.
The only reason I really wish that Flash would want to be held is the other ones go out for walks. And Flash can't go out for a walk because he doesn't want to be held.
Right. Well,
But when it's warmer out, we take him out and we go for walks outside.
he has like the outdoor enclosure.
Yeah, he has his outdoor enclosure, so he gets out and gets fresh air and sunshine. But you know, who wouldn't like to go out for a walk, right?
True.
Can't exactly speak sloth to explain to him the benefit, though.
Yeah. He's set in his ways, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's always trying to hang out too. She's like,
So both of the sloth breeders that I'm well familiar with have female sloths that are 35 plus years old, still reproductive.
wow.
So if it is true of a sloth, which no one can say for sure, but if it's true of a sloth that a female doesn't reproduce in the last third of their life, that would indicate they can still live quite a while yet.
Hmm. You guys ever had plans of breeding any of these?
Not specifically, but they are genetically unrelated. So the guy who does these ones, he has, you know, family trees for ever since they came from the forest, and he can tell you exactly. And so when Dash came here, it was a thing to make sure that if we ever wanted to have them breed, that they are genetically unrelated. So they could breed if they wanted to. And this guy comes from a completely different place, so he would be unrelated as well. But the more logical choice would be these two, because they are closer in age, and he's 6 years old, she's 15 months, he's 6 months. But you know, we don't even have to think about that for another 3 years, 2.5 years.
There's another spot. Before I started looking for encounters, there's a lady up north, like Ohio or somewhere. She's got an exotic. She's got a bunch of different animals, but she started out with Enzo, it's her male sloth, and then they acquired Surrey, their female sloth.
And she weighs 40 pounds.
Surrey?
Surrey.
Oh, yeah, but they've had 2 babies already. Pancake was the first one, and I can't remember the second one's name.
That's the one that goes out and does, she says she does, man, I want to say she says she does like 1,000 encounters a year, not with one sloth, but like an encounter every day of the year with one sloth or another, like an educational thing.
Oh, I didn't know she did that.
And she does less holding, more speaking, holding a sloth, speaking, holding a sloth. And those come from the same breeder.
Oh, okay. Enzo, her first one, he does paintings.
Yeah.
He gets a paintbrush and does something. My husband, I found him and showed him to my husband, so he bought me one of Enzo's paintings, and it was right about the time that Surrey had a pancake, and so she sent me a bunch of photographs, well, Enzo painting, and then of Surrey and Pancake too, because he had bought the painting for me for our anniversary. It's been a few years ago. Yeah. But that's one of my other favorite sloths. I didn't know that she did any kind of encounter with them. I'm gonna take a nap. that bottom button.
Welcome wagon is done.
Yeah, there's only two. And there's a swipe up for the camera.
She took a picture of them both asleep when she woke up.
Did you wake up? Sleepy girl. Sleepy girls. Wheeze. What's up, Flash?
Let's come back to it.
Maybe. It's kind of.
I need to hook up his humidifier soon. So the building was built with humidity that runs through the HVAC, but I decided eventually we might have mold or mildew issues if we kept doing it that way. So then we put in this mister right here, that goes up into misting ports in the top of his room. And so it's kind of dual purpose. One, it doesn't run through the HVAC. And two, if he wants to take a bath, he goes over and hangs in the misting ports. And if he doesn't, he just goes to the other side. But as a consistent thing, if there's a warm rain outside, we'll leave his door open and he can go in or not, go out or not go out. He'll consistently go out and hang in the rain. He likes rain.
Just likes the feel of water.
And their hair parts on the belly side comes back together on the back side because, you know, they're upside down animals.
Hi, buddy. Flash.
They all have the same cowlick right here where all their hair comes back together.
Hi, Flash. What you doing? Hi. Are you looking for eggs? Oh. Zoe
Not sure
says
what he's
hi.
doing.
Zoe,
They're just interacting.
Zoe says hello. Oh. Yeah, you can see his little part when he hangs down on his belly.
So sloths are entirely solitary creatures. The only time they come together is to mate, and that's maybe once in 2 years. And so if the female is in heat, she makes a D-sharp, high-pitched screaming sound
Wow.
that can be heard for miles. And whichever is, see, sometimes it hangs by 2 right or 2 left.
Yeah.
Whichever one is the first lucky man to get there is her boyfriend for 2 or 3 minutes, and then alone again.
That's amazing. But it only takes that long.
Yeah.
As slow as they are.
Right.
Everything's slow but that.
So there's this one sloth that lives in a banana plantation that they're kind of, I read about this a couple years ago and I haven't gone back to it, but there's this sloth that lives in a banana plantation, and you know, there's the tight wires that they run the big bunches of bananas through the plantation on,
Okay.
because, you know, a bunch of bananas is massive, so they hang them, they bring them on these wire ropes throughout the banana plantation. And that particular sloth uses that as his freeway system. And they say that that sloth is covering something like 5 kilometers every night.
Wow.
So the debate is, do sloths move more than people thought? Or is that sloth jazzed up on bananas? And if it is that he's jazzed up on bananas, how does it not mess up his digestive system? Just eating bananas and bananas and bananas.
Does he eat the
But-
bananas?
Oh, they love bananas.
Oh.
Yeah, they absolutely love bananas, but you can't give them too many because it messes up their bacteria level. But he appears to eat as many as he wants. So I see that you already have a tracking bracelet. What sloth are you tracking?
Calypso.
Calypso. And is that 2 or 3?
2. No, 3. 3-toed sloth.
I don't
Where's the
remember
one
if
with the
Calypso
bass?
is one of the ones that we have or
She's
not.
in Costa Rica somewhere. Or, well, she's up close to the habitation center.
Your turkeys.
Hmm?
Your turkeys.
Yeah.
Pistachio and Kristen are the ones that we have.
Oh, okay.
That you already have a bracelet, so I assume she'll get the bracelet this time. She'll be able to choose if you want.
Oh.
Kristen, that is,
Oh. Nice. It's-
Kristen, that's the 3-fingered sloth,
Yeah, that's the one that's
or
a Calypso.
Pistachio, that's a 2-fingered sloth.
Oh,
And of course, you know, you scan that QR code right there, and then you have the live tracking on your phone.
Yeah.
What's the furthest that you've seen your sloth move in a day?
Well, I haven't seen her move much yet because I just got her on Monday
Oh, okay.
for my birthday, and Gabby got it for me. Oh.
I haven't actually downloaded those myself. I guess I should. But there was somebody showing me their tracker that their sloth had moved like 1.6 miles in a single day once.
She's really interested in those cards. Yeah.
They're all interested in my voice.
Mm-hmm.
I sit in one place so they don't just track me around the room. And I'm lazy.
Do you want more food?
She would always eat more food,
Oh.
but you know, we don't want her to be a fatso sloth.
Oh.
So if you offer her leaves right now, she won't eat them. If you offer her more of her chopped up food, she'd take as much as you give her. But if you give her too much of her chopped veggie food, she won't eat as many leaves, and their diet should be 75% leaf material.
Ah.
Say again.
Is condo done? Yes, it's after replacement toilet paper. I need to do fish tanks. They're here for a 12 o'clock check-in. I had allowed it because I knew that they weren't checking. I knew it wasn't a same-day turn.
So let's just make sure the fish get fed good, but let's not drag hoses out right now.
And that way.
Spasibo.
She's checking out my bracelet. Or at least, I don't normally wear a lot of bracelets, but Gabby got me the sloth tracking, and my other daughter Gretchen made me this one
Oh, cool.
for my birthday, so. Yeah. Oh, so
So how did Gabby beat Gretchen out for the Sloth Keeper?
she was willing to come with me. Gretchen's more of a homebody.
How many hours in the car was it?
7 to 8. Actually, it was more like 8 or 9.
Are you guys staying on site?
We were going to, but all of the accommodations that I could get in and out of
We're
were,
full.
yeah, so. I
Did you
was,
stay in Cleveland?
no, we're in Ocoee.
Oh,
It's like-
Whitewater Inn?
Yeah.
Or do
It's
they
a
still call it Whitewater Inn? It's Quality Inn.
It's quality.
It used to be called Whitewater Inn. I think now it's called Quality Inn. How are the mattresses?
Hard. They're
Yeah.
firm. Yeah, they're firm.
I am the Princess and the Pea. If it's not, Hampton Inn up, I'll be crippled the next day. So,
I actually did fairly well, surprisingly. I think I was just tired. It was a
all of
long
our
day.
things here have 10-inch memory foam mattresses.
Nice.
And, because, I'm not gonna have somebody else sleep where I can.
Yeah.
The bunk beds have, I think, 6 or 7-inch memory foam, but, mainly that's kids.
Yeah.
But the king beds all have 10-inch memory foam. And the time that I'll come down and sleep in a wagon is if it's absolutely pouring outside. Because the sound of the rain on those canvas roofs, man, it could just put you in a coma.
Yeah. I would have loved to have stayed in the welcome wagon, because that's the one that you have with the restroom inside the
Mhm.
wagon. But the other 2 wagons were available, but I just couldn't see myself in the middle of the night walking out to the
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the bunkhouse.
So we got them both ways because at one point I had intended to put a set of them over on another farm that I used to have. And I'm just so doggone busy, it was never going to happen, so I sold the farm. But I bought them both ways. So the guy who sells the ones without the bathrooms is Conestoga Wagon LLC in Idaho. And no, Casper, Wyoming. His cell phone number comes back Idaho, but he's in Casper, Wyoming. And he tells you the 1,000 reasons you'd never want one with bathroom in it, which essentially comes down to mold, mildew, and Taco Tuesday. And the other guy tells you the 1,000 reasons you never want one without a bathroom in it, which essentially just comes down to have to pee in the middle of the night.
Yep.
But I lived in a 42-foot Newmar bus for 14 months once, and it obviously had a bathroom in it. But if we were at a campground, generally boys got the bathhouse and girls got the RV. And
So those they are waiting until 12, which is just a few minutes. I hope that helps. Sorry, guys.
you're a rock star. So I've seen bathhouses well and bathhouses poorly, and I set out to make the nicest doggone bathhouse you ever did see, and it's pretty cool. So let me see if I can picture green awning. I need to just keep this turned on so I can get the. So the bathhouse down there is like a new and old mixture. So all the wood walls inside are reclaimed from our World War II era barn. So it's all barn with its like varying widths like this. And the showers are tin, so they sound loud. But if you just don't want to listen to rain beat on the walls, there's Bluetooth speakers in the ceilings. You can hook your phone to and listen to anything you want to in the bathroom or in the shower. When you get out of the shower, it's stupid, but maybe my favorite thing about a cruise ship is stepping out into the heat lamp. And so there's heat lamps when you step out of all the showers. And I thought it was stupid when my wife wanted me to spend $1,500 a piece on the high tank float, the toilets with the tank up high, and you pull the chain, and everybody loves them. So whatever.
It
Like
works.
copper pot sinks and fancy knob. So for me personally, I would prefer the one without a bathroom in it. But I don't have to pee in the middle of the night. So if I did, I'd probably like the one with the bathroom. But it's hard to tell what's more popular because they just all book all the time. But yeah, the upstairs too. I think there are a total of 4 days between now and July that are bookable upstairs because everything else is already booked. So if anybody's planning on booking this summer, there are, you'd have to search the calendar. I think there's a total of one period of 4 days left between now and July.
For that one or?
The camel condo upstairs, yeah.
Well, that's the one where Flash goes up there.
Yeah, it is. And then that's the one that has the hidden secret entrance bunk rooms with glass windows and the floors look down into camel stalls and kangaroo stalls, and has hanging beds that hang from the ceiling by ship's ropes that actually move around when you're in them, and it's pretty cool.
Are you sleeping?
I might be excessively proud on that one though, because I did most of the booking.
Do you ever have somebody come and cuddle with sloths and go to sleep?
Not often, but they usually don't have long enough. There's a new thing that we're about to start that's going to be called Cuddle a Sloth in Your Cabin.
Oh my.
That rather than you coming down here for your sloth cuddles, we bring the sloth to you. And
Oh, that's what you're interested in.
so we'll see how that goes.
I see. Take this one off. She keeps.
Nosing it.
Don't want you to eat it. That would be nasty. It's would. So bad.
You two both look so comfortable. I hate to go on to any other thing.
She's used to sleeping till noon.
Teenagers.
Yes. So she's napping with the sloth.
My son comes home from college for the weekend, and I'm like, "You are not a vampire. You do not need to stay up all night and sleep all day."
I didn't give her a choice last night. I was like, I'm turning all the lights out and going to sleep.
Can't play on any devices. The screen's too bright in a pitch black room.
We have to turn the internet off at home so she'll go to bed.
So I have resisted for 4 years putting Wi-Fi down at the riverfront, but there are so many people now that work remotely that if I put Wi-Fi down there, it would make it easier for them to visit. I just hate kids show up here and be in a wonderful, lovely outdoor place sitting on a phone. And when you're looking at, I mean, the wagons down there, you've probably seen but not seen. Out the one end of the wagon is the Ocoee River, which is where all the whitewater rafting events were for the '96 Olympics. And we're not on the whitewater section, but in the summertime, there might be, I don't know, 1,000 people that pass by in a tube because it's just crazy popular. and out the other end of the wagon, there's the zebra and camel field. And so any direction that you look, there's something cool to see. And there's swings and hammocks and rope swings and all kind of stuff down there for kids to do. And it just hurts my heart to see him sitting down there staring at a screen.
Yeah, we, it's been a couple of years ago, we went to Mount Nebo in Arkansas, and then the cabin that we got was right at the edge of the plateau, and it overlooked Mount Magazine, which was down the valley and up. But we turned off our phones and just, we played board games, we went on a hike to a waterfall. I mean,
Yeah.
we got to watch deer come up over the edge of the, you know, it was a steep drop, and the deer would just come running up over. We had like 13 deer in the yard of the cabin we were in. I really want to get that off your nose, Zoe.
It doesn't just drive you nuts.
Yeah, get it. No, it's the other way. No, okay.
She's yawning.
She's yawning. You got food on your nose, baby.
Keep it off her nose.
Oh, she doesn't like her nose touched.
Really quick.
You have to be kind of like with a toddler. You know.
You've got experience, you can do it.
No. Yeah. Can I wipe your nose, Zoe? Let me wipe your nose.
Spare her.
She's not. She hates it when you rub her nose.
Wiping an animal's nose is the best part.
Well, hopefully at some point she'll lick her nose. She might.
Don't flex that way.
Do they lick their nose ever?
Sometimes.
Uh,
They more claw with their claws like this.
that's, seems like.
And they'll dig the food out of the roof of their mouth like that.
Hmm.
Look at him with stretch. I can see it better than you can, but he's like,
Well, he's hanging a lot lower.
yeah, and that's exertion. So relaxed is this. It's
Yeah.
exertion. So he's trying to hang down like that.
Hmm.
We just painted this mural in here. He spent the first week trying to figure out if he could climb on any of these other trees, painting it along the walls.
Well, there you go. No better praise than a sloth actually trying to climb a painted wall.
Well, sloth can't see all that well, so
He felt
that'd
that
be different.
he felt like it was real. Did he try to catch the bird?
I told the painter that bird, I mean, it's beautiful, but good Lord, it's massive. The bird's bigger than the 100-year-old giant rainforest tree. Overall, though, great job by the painter.
Yeah.
If you need a mural painted, it was Tiffany Benz. You find her as
Everything's
TD
done.
Artista on Instagram.
We'll do loft after lunch.
Okay.
Is Donna coming to do the 12 o'clock things, or do I need to do that before I take lunch? I don't care to. We're caught up. So, I don't
Oh,
mind.
he's awake. He is awake. Zoe, oh my goodness. You're heavier than you look, sister. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Okay, let's sit down there. Oh, there we go.
No, it's not food. Seafood.
We're just in a sloth jungle today.
Yeah.
Usually all three aren't in here at the same time. Even during Sloth Keeper, they're usually not.
Donna, we are caught up, so I will do the baby sloth cuddles at 12:20.
Oh.
How many people watching today? 18 on there. That's really weird.
I can come back and watch, but
Only if it's reposted.
Oopsie. Go look. Go like that. Ugh. My hand's all crazy. There we go. That'll work. Go back to cuddling.
Get a double sloth picture.
I have to change the view.
This one.
Can see her
Now.
toes. Feel her toes.
Triple sloth picture.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, big yawns. Big yawns. Okay.
Cannot reposition the sloth. Sloth does not want to be repositioned. No.
He says, I'm happy, leave me alone.
No.
You wanna hold Zoe?
I was trying to make it easier for him to eat.
Make it easier. Is he eating?
By hand. Trying to get them to lay across. Let me pick you up.
Why don't you hold your hand up there too? I'm gonna leave. You guys want to trade?
I'm gonna hold Miss Zoe.
Do you want to hold Dash?
That's Dash. Oh, that is so precious. But I wanted you to have a chance to.
Oh, he just crouched down real quick.
There.
It's because I blew my nose.
Oh, hi,
Oh.
sir. How are you? Hi, baby. Don't eat my nose. Oh.
Adorable. It's really exciting when food comes around.
Oh, and he's back up. They act like they want to interact some.
Just a curiosity. All right, come here, Bubba. Good boy. Let go. There you go, buddy. Hold on tight. There's Zoe. Night night.
You reckon none night?
Night night. Let's go to the snuggie. Night night, Zoe. Good girl.
There's Bristol.
There we go. She is significantly heavier than Dash.
Her hair. Mr. Dash Man.
Hey, Flash, how you doing, Bubba?
Look at that meat. Oh my goodness.
Okay, just gonna sit here and dry out.
I want food.
Do you want food too, baby?
Just like
Oh.
waiting for
Oh.
animal that
Hi. Hi, Zoe. I see you, baby. You got some of that food off your nose. Good girl. Good girl.
Citrus, man, I don't know why.
This is her all-day snack. She may or may not eat some. Generally, you go to give her a leaf, and she's like, I can eat these anytime. If all you're offering me is a leaf, I'll go to sleep.
Flash wants something. talk to you so she can lean back.
Also give her some of Flash's little pieces here. Hey, Flash. Hey, Bubba.
He's a lazy.
Oops. He's gonna get you with his egg.
Yeah, the egg.
He said it wouldn't stay in my mouth.
Oh,
she's fine.
I bet.
Oh, she's gotta grab your shoe.
What's
Nice.
she doing?
She's holding on your shoe.
I'll just make this easy. Lay on my legs.
There you go. See, she just lay
She's
down.
looking for the veggies. Just grab one. Remember, she doesn't like to be touched on the belly side even when she's showing you her whole belly.
Almost in the food and I got tasty.
She's holding onto your arm. That's so cute. Oh my goodness. He's a lot lighter. He's gonna pet her. Careful. Aw. She said, where did he go? Where? Oh, did he go?
I got nothing else. Okay, that's right. No belly rubs.
No belly rubs. Alex likes belly rubs, but not Zoe.
She's pulling at Alex so hard right now.
What's Alex?
It's our dog at home.
She loves to flop backwards, even though she just can't move that way.
Yeah.
I know. I know what you're reaching for. I know what you're reaching. Oh yeah, her claws are small.
Mm-hmm.
Teeny
Oh.
tiny. I got marks. Sweet, sweet.
Yeah, compared to him, she's
Oh,
claws are tiny, tiny.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Zoe. Hey, Zoe, Zoe, Zoe. Zoe, 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 Zoe. Zoe, 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 Zoe.
You don't want my hand going.
She is not.
You don't want my hand going.
That's
No.
so cute. Got an itch there, Sloth.
Why are you trying to bite my jeans?
Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Oh, she said, I know which direction the food's coming from.
It's like, I think I know, but I don't know if I know.
It's pretty cute.
Yeah. Sweet. Oh, look at you.
He just gave up. It's like, I'm just gonna leave.
Are you still hungry, Dash? You didn't eat much before you went to napping. I said I can hear the crunchy. Yeah. Do you need more crunchies?
And we got to have a small encounter with the sloth when we did a paint party over at a exotic farm. And she had a monkey
bonded with her, so the monkey would not
Hi, Tom, are
leave the
you
sloth
done?
alone. Owl monkey.
No?
Sorry, I forgot you go till 1. No worries.
No, that
I can answer your question though.
It's asking, they stay in the barn loft and they're asking about bringing apples and carrots for the horses. I didn't want to just open that up to an unlimited amount and then have sick animals.
They could basically eat them without a limit.
Thank you.
Worked with a racehorse one time. They ate a 5-pound bag of apples every day.
Just the cutest little thing. It's right in front of your face. Oh. Oh, hi, Flash. Ooh, that's not food.
Can't see the
It's
difference.
understandable you want to feed the animals, but you know the humans like carrots and apples also.
Humans like pecan pie.
Pumpkin pie.
Yeah, for sure.
Where's the food coming from? I hear the crunchy. My hands are hostages.
I'll watch as soon as I give her a leaf, which she has free choice on all the leaves in the world all day long. She'll be like, what?
Oh, she's been back out.
Give I can eat these all day. I'm with the people.
I don't know what
Look at the good stuff when I'm with the people.
No, I don't think she's had a banana in a couple of days. Let's let her have a little piece of banana.
Oh wow, Josh woke up on the banana.
Oh, I want a banana.
Look at him.
They all want a banana.
He's like, did you say something tasty?
Oh, you're going right for me. Hi.
Oh my goodness, look at him.
You have a hand for that?
He's gonna grab it.
Oh, that's fine. It's got a protective case. You know,
He gets
some.
tiny, tiny amounts like that.
There we go. Oh my goodness. This is all
And
out.
his mouth is gonna go for the next 3 minutes going,
Like,
what in the world is that? Because he very rarely gets a piece of banana.
Ollie doesn't mess with Liza, not Liza, but Llama and Tyler, right?
That's fine.
well, then just lick it off there, boy. Just lick it off of there. There's some of it that's on your face. I think you liked it. Yeah. Did you like it? Oh, is that next to the egg? Yes, it did. Yeah. Oh.
No.
Careful he doesn't bite your finger.
Where are you going?
This way. This way.
She hates to be scratched.
Eat the peels and
It's
everything?
for Flash. Almost every animal does.
Oh,
They don't have a sous chef in the forest to peel their fruit for them.
that's true. Well, that's a good way to not waste everything, huh?
So camels love banana peels, but they won't eat the banana.
Really?
You know? If you give them a whole banana, they'll smash it on the ground with their foot and
Oh,
tromp the banana out and eat the peel.
that is crazy.
They like green apples, but they don't like red.
Hmm.
Don't eat that.
So I didn't know sloth could be playful before we had Zoe.
Mhm.
Main game that we play up in the house is Settlers of Catan. And it's a game that has a bunch of little pieces and stuff. She'll be like grabbing up behind her trying to get the pieces and Can't play cards while you hold her because she'll take the cards out of your hand.
Flash wants more. No. She won't eat the peel. At least not from my hand.
Give it to Flash.
Splash had one. Splash had one.
He had some peel, yeah, he ate it.
Do you think you should give him another one?
Can he have another little piece of peel?
It's best to ask these
Who?
questions.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Sloths have careful diets. She's got an itchy mouth.
Oh.
Hey, no.
Yeah, I dropped mine.
Nasty Flash. Oh my goodness, hey.
He wants some.
Oh yeah, he wants my fingers for food. Yeah, oh.
He's just checking if you have any more banana. There's still a banana peeled over here, so he smells it in the room. Just wondering if somebody's gonna give it to him.
I don't have it, baby. I'm sorry. My fingers still smell like bananas, so I don't want to get them anywhere near his mouth.
Just make a fist. He won't be able to bite. Or at least chew.
Yeah.
His mouth is big and his teeth are sharp.
Mm-hmm. Don't mess with his teeth. Don't want to mess with them. Say hello. Here is so little.
I'll be right back.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness, yeah. Yeah, oh, that was my ear. Dash stuck his claw in my ear. I know, baby, I'm so sorry.
She really likes to just fold up.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I know, but I enjoy spending time with you. He's like, you don't have any food, I'm leaving.
You have nothing of interest.
Oh,
Precious.
you want to go up there and see him, don't you?
She's just licking me.
No. Flesh is like, I don't know.
What should I say? Sloths tasted me.
I wonder if Dash would climb on Flash. He's coming down to get your hair.
These are mine, not yours.
He said, but I wanna comb your hair. It looks like you have tangles. Yeah. Aw.
I think he was trying to go for my glasses.
Yeah. This one did. He was like, brr.
Why would you do that? I am holding sloth.
His undercoat is so soft like a puppy. Seriously. It's like you're petting a puppy or a bunny rabbit or just so soft.
Yeah, you can put mine
Oh, hi dude. You got an itch again on the other side. Yeah.
It's always nice to grab it onto me, man.
She just decided to fold up into a bun. Oh, well she's got her legs around you. She feels comfortable in the fact that you're holding on to her. She's taking her down.
They fall asleep.
Precious.
Hey, you done things I tried to do last night? And it buzzes, and then it just sits there for a minute, and it buzzes again, and then it says 701-213-0403, please leave a message. That's my number. But I was on the phone trying to call you at the same time while I was telling it to leave a
I had
message
Vladik
to me.
drive out and push it this morning and buzz my phone immediately.
Huh. Maybe it's just easy to grab.
All right, time for Mr. Dash to head back to the house.
Is it time to go home? He said, okay.
All right, baby boy, ready to go see mom? Marvin K. Mooney.
Ow, it got my finger. Ooh.
Clamp down is relaxed.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, buddy. There you go. You let go.
Good boy, Dash.
Good.
Hey, yo.
Eye flashers. Yeah. Whew. Oh, he got me. Look at that. Yep, got a little clampy mark there. He was just
Helps if I have the animal.
sometimes.
I'm like, well, this ain't gonna work.
Aw. Stop putting my fingers in your mouth. She probably will take it. Oh,
Hey, there we go.
Hi, buddy. What's an egg?
Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
All right, so now we're gonna do Flash's rain.
Rain.
You know, getting this humidity up in his room. And
Oh, no.
sometimes it spills a little bit. Man, I'm all about
Oh,
that
her
stuff.
headphones.
Mother.
Oh, whoopsies. Didn't see that coming.
Sometimes it spills a little water on the floor, so I'm gonna pick these things up, all right?
Okay. Just put them up here. She comes with a lot of accessories.
Artist.
Did it again. Phones are floppy today. There we go.
She keeps trying to put my hand in her mouth. I think she's done.
There we go.
She's wanting more veggies.
Oh.
But she's getting leaves, she's not getting veggies.
Uh-oh.
If you offer a couple of those leaves, she'll know she's not getting more veggies.
Oh, okay.
The leaves are right there behind you.
Get the leaf, get the leaf. Should I say my hand? Get the leaf.
Give them. Hey, babe. Oh, okay. She's having. Oh my good. Oh, she's having a fit. There you go. Oh, it touched her belly. I didn't hold it long enough, did I? I'm sorry. She
lets me.
She figured it out. Okay. There you go.
Eating her leaves. She's trying to eat me.
Feed her some leaves. Take your hand off her and get it.
Better not be bit today.
Ah, she's trying.
There we go.
Is it cuddle time again? Oh.
No, leave it there. Leave it.
I was videoing you. I wandered off.
Now she's much calmer. Not trying to fit my finger in the finger.
There you go.
She was attacking me whenever I was petting her head. Well, grabbing me.
What's doing, baby girl? Well, she's eating leaves now, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah.
She was hungry.
Chow hound today.
She was kind of throwing a fit there for a second. We
Was
started
she?
feeding her leaves.
She was grabbing my hand trying to get it in her mouth. I felt her tongue. I was wondering.
Well, she likes to lick too. I've seen her lick people. Oh, really?
Usually lotion, self-tan or coconut stuff when they will have self-tanned or put coconut oil or something on that junk. I gotta read and see if they actually eat coconut, because she's all about People that smell like coconut.
She's just sitting there in a little lump. It's so cute.
As long as she's not biting me. Feral.
She is. I love you too. I will get you some more leaves, I promise. Yeah, here you go. You want another one?
Sure.
Yeah. You gotta feed the chompers. Yeah. Oh my goodness, look at that belly. You just wanna rub it so bad. I know you don't like it though. I'm not gonna rub your belly if you don't like it.
Oh, she wants
Oh,
it. Get it.
you want it? No? Okay. Maybe over here. Yeah, for sure.
Zoe. Hello.
Nom nom. Yum yum.
Yum yum. I can't see her face.
It's right there. You're putting it in front of her nose. Oh, she didn't like that. She did not like that. Okay, here we go. Let's not be kind, sister. Yes.
Oh.
You don't want to leave? Can you done with the leaves? Oh, so sorry. Put your nose. I put your nose in. No. Just go with the fingers, man. Just go with the fingers. Yeah. There you go. You got it. Yeah. You got it. Good girl. Zoe. Yeah.
Let's just keep this one off.
Oh, I get it.
There you go.
Yep. You all know the stem on it? Very good job with you doing here. Did you like that?
I just noticed that door was open.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you want to know you? Okay. You don't have to have it. I'll let you hold it. Very well.
Should we cover the stuff?
Oh,
Hey,
she's
hey,
gonna-
hey!
oh.
Chill. Chill.
I don't think we have any coconut on today.
No.
There she goes.
No, use
My
skin
goodness.
products.
I'm just so, oh.
So, trying to nom her way through my skin. That's
Oh,
crazy.
whoopsies, I don't think I did any of that. I did not.
Well,
That was 6 seconds of the counter. Oh no, I did video that. Okay. I must have hit this thingy faster than I thought. There we go. Okay.
lady.
Oh, it's because he's got the hose.
I keep her as long as I can.
Body heat helps a lot. Careful.
She keeps putting her face into it. It's not my fault.
Mm-hmm.
Zoe. I think that's her name.
Zoe. Mm-hmm.
Zoe.
And that's Flash. And he took Dash back to the house. Okay. Well, he's probably gonna need to get back to that, so I'm not gonna put the chair over there. Hi. Hi, Flash.
Don't bite me.
Did you want some
No,
more of your egg?
bite, no.
Oh, careful, don't. They ran along.
Sure. And then she's just supposed to go. Oh, I can't do
Oh.
anything. You're gonna get cold.
Here you go.
Don't do that.
Would you like some more of that? Okay. I think he likes the milk better. Oh, she's got an itch that she's trying to scratch. Don't scratch it for her. Don't let her do it. There's a lot of things they don't like.
She's very particular.
Yes. You need to respect her, stuff. Next, Spectral wishes. Yeah, we want to be nice to Miss Sally. We had to Hi, buddy. I bet he would feel like a gentleman with you. Be letting me hold him. No, Gabby. No, she's.
Hey, Bob. How's she doing? I don't think Vladik has a radio. What do you need?
No worries.
Oh, if she eats them all, we have no limit of leaves. They can eat as many leaves as they want. Hey, Bo. Ready to go in the rain? Huh? We'll see the rain. There's the baby. Good boy. Hates to be scratched. Hates.
Flat hand, no fingers, flat hand. It's Zoe's rules.
Slow like a sloth.
She likes that. There's two laying on one. Get rid of one.
So now while we humidify this room, there's a gauge on the other side, on the door over there. And we're looking for it to hit 75%.
Oh.
So the heat's running today, and the heat dries it right out. There we're going, Bo.
It's almost there. I think, oh, well, maybe not. I thought it said 74 there for a minute.
Wanna go back, buddy? We'll see if he's gonna take a bath or if he's just
Oh.
gonna
He's
go
kind
on his room. Oh, sorry, bud.
of. He's like, I'm the door stop right now.
I think you can just climb right in, can you?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, he just does?
Yeah.
he's long.
We gotta go.
I hear rain.
Watch how quick he goes up.
This is the second time they've walked down here to the camel
There
pond.
you go.
Let me take a look.
Well, you gotta leave, okay. Here's something. Want it?
Looks like it's no bath today, then for the
Then for the,
hammock.
oh,
He's already there.
sleepy time, huh? That's a lot of branches.
Yeah, so we will soon be having live cams in here, and if you are later trying to orient yourself, that's the camera way up there looking down.
Oh.
So if you were like, it doesn't look like what I saw when I was there, it's because it's reverse angle. Down here we're looking up, and there it's looking down.
So is this where he goes to the bathroom down here?
Yep, and that's all the shavings you need, because he goes in the same place every time.
You could just put them all in that one little spot.
Yep.
Well, that's good, I mean,
And the pee slopes over to the drain.
nice.
Whole building's on a septic system.
So that way when the rain thingy or the little trash get it goes back into the,
Oh, no, when we clean his room, we sweep every bit of that out and hose the floor down. And the other benefit of keeping the thing humid is it keeps the bark on the trees. And that's how their claws wear down naturally. Because we don't want to ever have to Dremel their claws because it's tricky. And their last bone of their finger is inside of their nail. So you really can't mess around and trim their nails.
So the bark will help take care of that.
Yeah. Quad Mondays, we use asphalt shingles on the flat parts in there.
Yep.
And that's what wears their nails down. But the sloths, it's the bark on the trees.
So does he ever hang out in that net on the bottom?
The net is to catch him if he falls.
Ah, okay.
So at night, we stretch the net over this way. Because in the rainforest, he would survive an 80 or 100 foot drop. On concrete, might be a different story.
Yeah.
Are we just supposed to be sitting with the sloths or can we go
Do what? That and what?
pull the sloths as we get up?
She's a little heavy, but. I don't know all the pictures of your house. Oh, yeah, I got that. Yeah, he's up in his hammock on there. You can step over there a little closer. And it feels a lot. It's up there. His hammock is right there. That's where he's at. I took a short video of him letting the lead.
Elites. Which?
Mm-hmm. It's a big feet.
That sloth right there, you know what that sloth looks like or exactly like? The one at the gas station. Sloth.
Oh, yeah, but, well. But yeah, that is something like this.
So Ariola had to go encourage wandering guests to not wander where they right past the signs that say no unescorted guests beyond this point. So these moths are not sloth moths. These are grain moths.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, come in rice and stuff like that.
Oh. Totally not helpful to the sloths.
No, not at all. No benefit whatsoever. And she is. Yeah, if you had time to snuggle her all day, she would sit in your lap without limit. So this is Flash's inside area. And he has lots of room to crawl around. So their claws have a pretty interesting design. So hers are still quite small, so she can't climb the way that he can. But their claws, you know, so the whole leather part of their hand is like this, and then their claw bends over like that. So it's kind of like channel-lock pliers that they can grip a very wide variety of diameters of things. So he can hang from anything between about the size of your thumb, and in his room right here, about where this turns, he goes up. That's where below that, he has to get 2 hands. So all of this and all of this, he can one hand all the way up it. When it's that big on up, they have to lumberjack it. But their claws do get a little bit of a hook on the end. But if you don't have bark on the trees, like some places have their sloths just in metal enclosures, and there's no way for their claws to be wearing down over time. So those ones, they either, well, not a concern. Not a concern here.
Oh, hi.
So,
Yeah, oh. Are you trying to come to me or something?
she might be.
Oh my goodness.
She was trying to move across, she put her hand out. If you want her to move across though, we can get her out her stuffed animal.
Yeah,
You wanna hold her?
Sure.
Yeah. Alright, hold out her snuggie. You say night night. She'll move across to the snuggie.
Get me over here. She was like, the heck with the sun. Let me hold on to you. Oh, there we go. Transfer snap. Oh my goodness.
Take her out for a little walk.
Oh, you can take her out for a walk.
Inside the barn, not outside. It's not warm enough outside, but you know, she does like to get out and walk some. Hey guys, we're signing off. Talk to you later.